Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian, and we are here to start the last season of Supergirl, which is weird. Yeah, I'm kind of sad. I've grown to really like Supergirl. Like the first season was a bit iffy. I still enjoyed it personally, but definitely it was definitely evident it was on a different station. But even coming into the second season, it was better. Anyway, yeah. So last we left off, we were cut off like all the other shows were cut off before we could finish the season. So, like Lex has I forgot, he has something from the, what are they called? From the bad organization. I forget what they're called. Leviathan, I think. Yeah, I believe they're called Leviathan. It's been a minute. Yeah, so he took something from them. I forgot exactly what it was. I think it was their essence, possibly. I think, 'cause I know Brainy. He was able to absorb them into the, like, basically, put them into their own, like, shrink the world. I guess is what he was doing. What he had done, I don't exactly remember. I know that he was really badly being affected by the ship's defenses, like the atmosphere or whatever it was doing. Hopefully Nia is going to get to him in time. I mean, I don't think he's going to die, but I don't know if there's going to be any repercussions afterwards. Hopefully they also can patch things up, because the only reason he's kind of went off is because he analytically saw that the best way to beat Leviathan was to work for Lex. Or with Lex, or possibly more for the most part. And he didn't want them finding out and getting stuck in the middle of it and getting hurt. So, I know Lex was with his mom last. What happened with Kara? She had pulled people, I think, from the virtual world. I believe that was what happened last season. Or like the last episode. I'm trying to remember. I got this notes here. Got these here notes. And I know Jean and the rest of the group were fighting Ramacon and his group. Gemini's, I think, dead? Oh yeah, I forgot. Jeremiah. Was it Eve who killed Jeremiah? I think that was the case. I forgot that was a crazy kind of reveal. I forgot that she or something that her and Lex had like manipulated her into killing their father, which I forgot about. I think that's what Kara was doing. Yeah, she had given the hope speech again, basically, but a little more effectively, and she should pull everybody from the virtual world, so that kind of messed up Leviathan and everything, and especially Gemini. Or Gamma, I think it's Gemini, right? It was a Gamma. I forgot what she was called. I think that's it. Like, again, everything's kind of fuzzy. I remember Andrea was kind of there to kill Kara. Lena was able to talk her out of it, thankfully. I don't know what they're going to do with her then, Andrea. So, yeah, again, things are slightly fuzzy. I remember the gist of everything. I'm mainly kind of hoping Brainy's going to be okay. I'm pretty sure he will be. It would kind of suck if they were to kill him off at the end of the season, but they've done things like that before. But Brainy, come on. I don't think they do that. But yeah, without further ado, I guess let's get to the beginning of the last season.
It was to protect you. I love you.
You're not getting off the hook that easily.
Hey, Brandon, take the easy way out. Oh, that's cool. I don't remember. Nia, look out. Well, she's safe. You're done? Oh, crap.
I know how to stop her. The anti-life equation.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. Wait, did I forget that was a thing? I've seen anti-life equation so many things now, it's harder.
Ancient aliens, but Gamemne is a technological being, which is exactly what the anti-life equation was designed for.
Hold on a little longer, Kara. You got this. She's nothing. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, yeah, hold up, Alex. You're human. Like. You lose. Teamwork. Well, one way to start it is everything's taken care of except for Lex. Hey, speaking of which.
The Leviathan energy transfer has been initiated.
Uh-oh.
There's a special doohickey with your name on it.
And your sister. You can't kill her either.
Why not? She killed me first.
If you hurt your sister in any way, I will turn on you. And no amount of brainwashing will stop me. You'll be all alone, save for the sycophants you detest.
So, that whole thing, like, did this car not pull them out? Did they just come out on their own? Oh, that's freaky looking.
Dreamer.
What do you want? Gold star?
I want you to disable the satellites. You do that, I'll give you what you've always wanted.
What's that? And don't say hair. That's low-hanging fruit.
Me.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, he's always wanted Superman.
I surrender. Name the place and bring a way to disable the satellites.
Any place?
As long as no civilians get hurt.
Fortress.
The fortress.
Yep.
1 hour. I hear it's beautiful this time of year.
I'll send you the coordinates.
I truly am so sorry for everything.
You hurt me, Brainy. You abandoned us. I know it was to save the world, but what's the point of saving anything if it means you have to hurt the people who love you?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I'm gonna borrow this portal watch. I think it could come in handy.
Yeah, as long as you return it.
I always return the things that I borrow.
Oh yeah? Tell that to every graphic tee I owned from junior high on. Yeah, we've got a ways to go, but it is nice. I love you.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot.
love you.
Broken friendship is hard to repair.
Always. Always.
No. I'm glad they're not doing it all of a sudden. It's like healing everything right off the bat.
I thought that by doing this, I would help save the world, but look what it's done.
Brainy, you were willing to sacrifice everything to save your friends. On the other hand, I was the hypocrite who believed that she'd the answers to all the world's problems. Closest I've ever come to seeing things through Lex's eyes. Self-pity and blinding hubris should be the Luthor family motto. So if anyone's gonna win the culpability award, I've got you by a landslide.
Word of advice, next time you land on somebody else's planet, try one where the sun boosts your brain and your brawn. Oh, but I just remembered, for you, there won't be a next time.
Satellites are coming into alignment.
It's the satellites!
Well,
Jean-Luc must have shut down the satellites.
simple enough.
I'll activate myriad and restore normal brain functions. You, Leviathan, you're all the same. Pushing an agenda, trying to make humanity bend in ways that it just doesn't want to.
Like you tried to bend Lena.
Sounds like someone willing to do whatever it takes to save humanity.
Yeah, but she still has the rest of the season. Like, you don't understand. She's fine. Yeah, well, she's not fine. She will be fine. Nice, Lena. Thank God for you right now. I wasn't sure how this was gonna work. Whoa!
I paid my dues.
God dang it. Holy crap. I love John Cryer. No! Okay, that was gonna destroy it a lot more. Those aren't very good bombs. No! Now he's destroying
Luther.
Hey! Lava la, what?
Are we?
How?
You're predictable.
I'm invincible.
Not if we have anything to say about it.
Welcome to mortality, Lex.
Ooh.
Oh, that's just
We
embarrassing.
should have tested this first. Wait, can we take a retake? Oh, okay, never mind. You should just use telekinesis. Ugh. Oh, well, why? How is that? Okay. So Alex, you could have just done this the whole time. Sucks to suck, nerd. Oh! No! Well, guess we know what some of the other stuff's gonna be.
She may be gone, but she still has an awful lot of enemies out there. It would be tragic if Mama Danvers or your lovely Kelly Olsen were to become the target of one.
Yes! Thank you, somebody.
That story has a shared byline. Cara Danvers. She's been with me following every lead on Lex since I got to National City.
Oh. Well, where is Miss Danvers? I like to thank her.
She's with Cat Grant on a story.
I want it on the record that I'm resisting the urge to say I told you your obsession with the Kryptonians would end like this.
I'm glad you held your tongue.
Yeah, for real.
Lena?
Mind wipe.
I failed everyone.
You didn't fail, Brainy. You defeated Leviathan.
Supergirl is gone. Lex Luthor lives. I should have let the other Brainiac 5s take on Leviathan because clearly I was too stupid to get it
Brainy,
right.
stop.
You're a woman who stops tidal waves and who dreams possible things.
And loves you too. No more secrets.
I promise.
You remind me of a colleague I once had on Mars called Nora Cott. We were a team. Every time I put criminals away, she would always stand guard in case of a surprise escape or an ambush. She had patience, courage, and commitment. This was her symbol. And now?
It's yours.
I think it should be yours.
Sentinel, huh? I mean,
Sentinel. I like that.
It's a pretty cool name.
We will get her back. Until then, together, we will keep this city safe.
That bothered me a little bit, but I'll go into later.
I have to admit, though, I did use it one last time tonight.
To wipe Lex's mind.
On Lex and my mother and everyone associated with them, I wiped their minds of Supergirl's identity.
Huh.
To protect you all.
She doesn't have her powers here either. We're gonna end. Oh no. Power wake up! Power wake up! Power wake up! Power wake up! Phantom Zone, eh? Have we been there in this show? I'm trying to recall. I don't think we've been in the Phantom Zone yet. That I can recall. Does anybody remember if we've been in the Phantom Zone in this show? Like I've seen the Phantom Zone before. We've been there, I think, once or twice in Smallville. I don't think we've been to the Phantom Zone here. Well, it's not looking good. They all have capes for some reason. And they can all fly. So does she have her powers here? Because normally they don't. Normally Kryptonians don't have their powers in the Phantom Zone. That's partially the point. You know, there's no sun. It's, you know, gloom, bleak, dangerous. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure time works differently there. So that's who knows how long it'll be when they actually are able to go in and then find her. They could have gone there immediately, and it could have been it could be days for her there. I don't know again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure time works very differently there. Months or years could pass by the time they get to her. And if that's the case, then she'll probably come back a little differently. I was thinking that maybe they would have her identity come out in this episode, seeing it as the last season of the series. But maybe they might still do that for the finale, or at least near maybe the penultimate. I'm not really sure. I'm wondering where. I saw some things about Melissa saying that she's how did she say it? Essentially that she's happy of how Kara's tale ends. So I'm just not sure what route they're gonna take. I still don't know. I still don't see her and William together. I kind of hope that they work that out to where, at the very least, they give us some, they build something on that to where where the relationship seems earned, or has to cut ties off. Not entirely, they could still be friends, but just I don't know. It still feels odd. Anyway, I do feel bad though, because he does seem to like her a lot, and it appears that she just up and left. Unfortunately, he doesn't know. And yeah, Kara's gonna be gone from Catco for who knows how long. I don't know how many episodes it'll, because again, I'm pretty sure this was the same way that the Flash went, where they're gonna probably have to finish what they were doing last season before they get to the new stuff. This might be new stuff filmed, possibly, some of it anyway, but they might be going they probably would have altered some things in terms of how they had initially planned to end the season, but it might still be the gist of what they were going for, because I think that was the case for the Flash. Again, I haven't read anything yet. If that was kind of, for the most part, how they had planned to end to end that season, last season, or maybe this was the end of the season, because that would have been a way to end the season. Just to have Kara end up in the Phantom Zone. Ooh, and then it would be 6 months till we find a location for her, which would be for who knows? It might be the same amount of time for Kara. I don't know, but what if that was the what if that was the season finale they were going for? That would have sucked. So I mean, at least it's good that we didn't have to wait see this episode about a year ago. I think it's been a year since Supergirl. Yeah, wow. We hadn't seen this episode for the finale, and then had to wait until we come back a year to see what happens then. So maybe it's for the best they ended up where they did. I was kind of hoping we would see. Maybe we'll see Malefic next later in the season, or maybe in the next couple episodes. Just because I like Phil Lamar, he's cool, and I just I don't know, it's just cool to have another like old Justice League member on the show. Like when Carl Lumbly was on the show, and like the original John Jones. Ugh, such a great voice. Anyway, you mentioned that there was somebody else that they were looking for. I don't know if I should know who this is gonna be. They haven't like named him yet, so I don't know if I'm supposed to recognize this person or if we're supposed to know who this is, but kind of show up, or like even like it's supposed to insinuate somebody. But apparently, Megan's was going to go look for him. I recognize the name Sentinel in terms of DC characters, but I can't put a face to it or a power set or whatever it is. What did Jean call this guy? Her, sorry.
Norcott.
I don't recognize the name. I know it's a Martian name, but I don't recognize that name. The only thing that came up when I looked up Sentinel for DC is Alan Scott, who I knew was a Green Lantern. I know he went by Sentinel though. Huh. Wait, no, he was still a Green Lantern. That's just, where did Sentinel come from? Oh, there's other aliases. White King. Okay, Sentinel and Team Lantern. Oh, a lot of names I'd never heard of. If anybody knows who that's supposed to I don't think that's supposed to reference Alan Scott. So if anybody has knows who that's supposed to reference, then let me know. This is a made up kind of character to kind of sort of give Alex her name, and they give like a powerful name to her, like from somebody who Jean was close to, or who respected at the very least. I like the name though. I still feel like we need to get Alex an actual mask. I don't think the makeup and the hair extension or addition will exactly keep her identity secret. I mean, Oliver tried that and it didn't quite work. Not the extension part, but the eye makeup. It just doesn't work. I'm sure it'll be fine to make another mask. I feel like she needs a mask at the very least. Maybe a helmet probably, because it'd just be helpful to have a helmet, and it could have like some kind of HUD inside, help her like pick up on things that she wouldn't normally be able to see. I don't know, just ideas, Luckily, Leno's here to kind of fix a lot of issues that we were dealing with. One, Kara was pretty much gonna die if she wasn't already kind of dead. Like luckily, how Superman has been killed before but has been brought back. Like he healed slowly, and then he was put in like a solar suit kind of to like absorb the sun more to speed up the healing process, or the fact that he wasn't like normally absorbing sunlight, or he wasn't absorbing sunlight the way he normally would without the suit. So without the suit, he wasn't absorbing sunlight the way he normally was. That's why he needed the suit, I think. I could be wrong with that. But yeah, luckily Superman luckily Kara didn't have to wait as long, so it didn't take as much to recharge her. So, because I always hate seeing her in pain. It's always the worst. But luckily, Ian had something planned, so that worked out. Unfortunately, that suit did not survive a crash, which I feel like it should have been created to do so, considering who Kara is. Maybe it was just the power of Lex's blast. Maybe that was just too much for it. Maybe it was just that strong. But again, she also fixed the issue of him not he had a bargaining chip of not going to prison, and he's like, I'll tell the secret, and it's like, no, he doesn't know. But I feel like he could figure it out again, because I'm assuming he figured it out on his own before. So hopefully that won't be a problem. I'd be kind of sad if we don't see John Cryer anymore, just because he does such a great job as Lex. However, we don't need to. I don't want to have to deal with Lex at the same time. Like, you've done enough. We need to recuperate now. You've You got rid of who our original what was he? Truth? Yeah. Paragon of Truth. It was Brandon Routh's Superman, but a different Brandon Routh Superman. It was awesome looking. You got rid of him. You killed him, essentially. Oh, that makes me so mad. Still. We barely had him, man. It was such a... Anyway, I mean, the Earths were wiped out anyway, so it didn't necessarily matter. But if you were, it would have, because he would have been there, and then the whole Earth wouldn't have been like whenever it was remade. There wouldn't have been Lex to make people think he was the best around. Both Lex and their mother now don't know the secret, which thank God Lena thought of that. I didn't think about. I was wondering how we're gonna wipe their minds. Maybe we can wipe their minds. I wasn't thinking about Myriad. Luckily, you can do that. I wasn't sure. I was trying to think like maybe Maleficent could do it, but this works just as well. I think it's kind of derived the same way. Cause it like had the green effect that I think Maleficent had done before, which is what she kind of derived. She had researched him beforehand. And on the plus side, now Lena understood finally the reasoning behind keeping secret. It wasn't because she thought that she thought lowly of her, but it was to protect somebody. You gotta protect those you love, because if people find out, everybody's gonna go after them. However, even if people find out, it's a sticky situation, because they find out they could they find out that you at least know their identity. They can go after you and try to interrogate you. Whether you give it up or not, that can lead to you being killed. And one, that would suck for you, but that would also weigh on the person involved. That would weigh on Supergirl, Superman. Those that don't tell people their secret identity for that purpose. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Kelly should know. Just because she's gotten so directly involved so often. And I don't know why. I think I thought she had known. I think I had figured that she had known, but I guess I don't know. I don't remember what I knew before, during last season, just because it's been a minute. But she's gonna know now, possibly. Alright, one thing that did bother me, which is a very little thing, but it just kind of stood out whenever there was when John was talking to Alex, and trying to comfort her, and telling her that we're gonna get a car back. He goes to put his hand under her chin, and then it was from behind Alex's shoulder shot, and then it cuts to another angle, and it's John has his hand on her shoulder. Then it cuts back again, and his hand's back onto her chin. Small thing that just kind of stood out to me, and it was that kind of bugs me a little bit. I think I might have a very minor sense of OCD, or case of OCD, maybe, but it did bother me slightly. Just wanted to bring that up. I'm glad that Nia and Brady were able to work. I kind of figured that they would work things out. If not this episode, it was more so kind of like how with Lena and Kara, they were saying it's gonna take. We got a ways to go. Which, granted, they probably still have a little bit to go with Nia and Brainy, but I kind of liked how she was obviously worried about him whenever she first went to go save him, and she was rightly upset afterwards. But I'm glad it didn't go the route of just I can't trust you anymore, yada yada, which would have been valid, a valid feeling considering what had happened. But I'm just glad that it didn't go that way, and they worked things out. I did feel bad for Brady because he'd done all these things he hated doing, and he hated himself for doing, having to push people away and to hurt those he loved, and had to make himself work with Lex all to hope to save the world and to stop, to keep an eye on Lex at the same time, and it just didn't work out, and it almost, in a way, led to Kara being sent to the Phantom Zone, and he just, man, that's gonna weigh on him for a while, or at least it might. It would for me. Like that's something that would eat anybody up. All that sacrifice, and it almost feels like it was for nothing, and he wasn't able to accomplish what he, well, not, like, the world's fine. It's been saved from Lex and from Leviathan, but, you know, he wasn't able to keep an eye on Lex, because, as he was telling Lena, he was too worried on making sure he didn't become something he didn't want to be, which is, you know, can't blame him for that. You know, you don't want to become like Lex or become the villain that you're. Some of it has to do with the fact that, you know, his ancestry and being Brainiac, that might have been also kind of a chink in that. But luckily, Lena was there to help him kind of stabilize a little bit, and Lena was able to talk him down a bit as well. Lex, I can't believe it. Lex Luthor's a bad guy, man. Yeah. You know, he's been before, and he freaking changed everything. God, what a tool, Lex. Sometimes, man, whenever Kara called him about a meeting, you knew he was going to say the Fortress. Just, what a petty douche. God dang. Yeah, but I I did love that scene, though, when he always has to do, like, celebrate his victory with you know, music in the background and him just clowning it up. I was worried that he was kind of using the bombs to destroy the fortress before leaving, and I think he was about to as well with the hammer, kind of destroy the panel. But Jean showed up before to stop him, so he wasn't really able to finish that. But I did enjoy that scene, though. He's such a ham sometimes, and John Cryer is just great for it. Like he's great at pulling off like the serious, sadistic scenes that he's done with as Lex, but when he does like goofy kind of goofy things that's kind of semi lined with a sadistic air as well, he pulls that off perfectly, to me anyway, in my opinion. You know, I thought that Rey's dad was more loving then. I'm pretty sure I remember him being more of a loving dad and more of a, you know, I don't know, this making him out to be someone who, like, you ruined this the legacy. I don't know. I don't remember him being kind of like that. I mean, granted, when this kind of crap happens, maybe that flips you, but I don't know. I just didn't expect it, I guess. Maybe I'm remembering him wrong. Man, my mind, dude, all things just kind of what's the word? Not evacuated, but they left my mind. It's empty there. I was kind of wondering what that watch thing was. A little odd, though they focused on it the way they did. I think it was kind of to like spotlight their bond again, just to kind of like drive it home more when she gets sent to the Phantom Zone, maybe, and you know how she's so set on getting Carver, which I mean, anyone who cares for her would, but just you know what I mean, like they're showing just how impatient she is to try to find Kara. I think that might have been what that was for. It just felt a little strange the way they had focused on it, I guess. I think that might have been the reason. I was wondering, like, is Alex going to die, or why is this scene the way it is? I don't know. I'm assuming that the powers that Lex had gained from basically injecting himself or infusing himself from Leviathan, I'm assuming that was supposed to last a little bit longer, but the way they... I know John Cryer mentioned that Lex's fate, or his path, I guess, in the show or the season was going to be changed due to the lockdown and everything. So I'm assuming that wasn't supposed to go so quickly, or maybe even maybe he was supposed to die, possibly. But like like he got it within the episode, and then they shot him. I think that gun was like the energy that was supposed to like kill, or at least that was like essentially the kryptonite for Leviathan. It's interesting how again another issue with the whole that probably was changed because of the lockdown and everything. Gamine still being alive. It was strange that she was still alive. I was like, what? Why is she still alive? Like all of the other Leviathan members were drawn into the bottle or whatever, the tube, and she wasn't. But I guess because she was a machine, so she's different. But then right after she shows up, obviously not right after, but a few minutes after she shows up, she's destroyed after that. So I think that probably was supposed to be different as well. Maybe not, because again, it was supposed to be like a premiere thing. It was supposed to be like part of the finale, maybe even leading. Maybe it might not have been like of the finale, maybe the penultimate. Cause I think there were still like 2 or a few episodes left to finish. I think finish the season. So I don't think like, those moments with Lex and with Gamine, they might not have been meant to be so quick. Maybe they were, but it did seem interesting. Like she survived, and then she's here to essentially kind of be destroyed. But luckily she was. We need to get rid of this whole these freaking Leviathan people. Lex is so petty. Like the part where it's talking about those that weren't brainwashed to basically worship him. The satellites would kill those that didn't. And his mom was like, well, obviously, they established that she would be killed. He's like, well, obviously your sister's not gonna be killed, right? You can't kill her. And he's just like, why not? She killed me first. Like it's such a like vindictive, petty sibling thing to say, in such a grander, sadistic scale. Just like, why not? She killed me first. Like, yes. However, that's not how these things should work. Yeah, I think that's it for all that I have anyway for this episode. The video stopped prematurely, but whatever. Yeah, we got a couple things we gotta deal with. Ben, is it a couple? Or is it? What else we got? I think the only thing we have to worry about right now, anyway, currently, is Kara being in the Phantom Zone. That's a big one. Thus far, the only thing I can yeah, I think the main issue is we have to go back and get Kara from the Phantom Zone. So first we got to find her where she is in the Phantom Zone, because the Phantom Zone is vast. That is it for this week's episode of Supergirl, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If we have some early access stuff on Patreon. If you want to check those out, go ahead and check out our Patreon. I've said this before. I'm hoping to add more stuff soon, but I'm trying to work on that with work being a thing. Yeah, what a crazy way to start the season. Phantom Zone.